So we were doing chapter 2, thoughts and circumstances. Page 9. Possessed of such knowledge, he will then know, looking back upon his past ignorance and blindness, that his life is and always was justly ordered, and that all his past experiences, good and bad, were the equitable outworking of his evolving yet unevolved self. Good thoughts and actions can never produce bad results. Bad thoughts and actions can never produce good results. This is but saying that nothing can come from corn but corn, nothing from nettles but nettles. Men understand this law in the natural world and work with it, but few understand it in the mental and moral world. Though its operation there is just as simple and undeviating, and they therefore do not cooperate with it. So what is this law? This law is nothing but you will sow what you will reap, whatever you sow in your life. And we as humans have come to this understanding when it comes to, say, agriculture, कि अगर हम कॉर्न का बीज लगाएंगे तो कॉर्न ही आएगा, अगर हम मक्की का बीज लगाएंगे तो हमें मक्की ही मिलेगी. It's not that we plant मक्की and we get wheat or rice, or for that matter potatoes. It's not possible, and we accept this fact in our day-to-day lives. When it comes to agriculture, yes, everybody will be on a common platform, but that's the similar law in which your mind is working. अब हम लोग उसको एक डिफरेंट थॉट में सोचते हैं कि यार नहीं यार, मैं तो बड़ा पॉजिटिव सोच रहा था, मैंने तो बड़े पॉजिटिव सीड्स डाले, बट मेरे को नेगेटिव क्यों मिल रहा है. एवरीथिंग इन लाइफ टेक्स टाइम. सो जो आज आपको फसल मिल रही है in terms of your state of mind, state of being, not necessary ये seed आपने कल डाले थे. I mean, just imagine whatever is your age, उस डेट तक जितनी भी आपकी एज है, आप आज तक सीड्स डालते आए हो, unknowingly or knowingly, positive as well as negative, anger as well as happiness, fear as well as love. All the seeds have been, intentionally or unintentionally been sown by you, by, in terms of your thought, in terms of your thought power. तो उसका रिजल्ट आज हमें मिल रहा है. और अगर मैं आज एक बीइंग कॉन्शियस अवेयर की जर्नी शुरू कर रहा हूँ, या आप लोग कर रहे हो, and you are now trying to put in those seeds, you need to give that time to that seed, because eventually उसकी भी फसल उगेगी. But that depends on how you are taking care of that seed. आप उसको कितना पानी दे रहे हो, कितना थॉट दे रहे हो, कितनी अटेंशन दे रहे हो, तभी उस सीड से आपको वो चीज मिलेगी. दैट इज व्हाट यू आर लुकिंग फॉर, और दैट इज व्हाट whatever you are desiring with when you are sowing that seed. Just by the fact that you are getting some things in your current vicinity in the present time, you cannot see or say that it's not working. It will not work like this. You have to give that seed the time. So in basic general reality, all laws are what is the truth, and rest everything is our mind's perception. So the law what says, whatever you sow, you shall reap. The law of cause and effect जो आज आपके लाइफ में हो रहा है, it has been caused by us consciously or unconsciously in our past by way of that seed. हमें वो पता नहीं लगा, बट जो सीड आप बोगे उसका बीज आएगा. You cannot stop it. But what you can do now is start sowing those seeds, since it is in your awareness that whatever thoughts I am thinking, they have that power, they have that tendency to get in and ripen it into this delicious fruit of whatever is it that you desire. तो आज हमें अगर हमारे पास कुछ ऐसी circumstances आ भी रही है because of our past seeds, we need to still continue to put new seeds and water them. We cannot just think कि यार मेरे साथ तो ऐसे हो रहा है, it's not working. You need to give it time. Seed को time लगता है. I mean, I remember, kids had this example. There are a lot of videos. Just I'll see if I can get one to share. A seed, when it's planted in the soil, it actually takes a specific amount of time depending on whatever is the cycle of the seed. So depending वो thought क्या आपने past में बोई है.
Arjun, your voice is cracking.
So जो भी हमारे साथ आज हो रहा है is a direct result of whatever is it that we've done in the past. And I mean, it's like, whatever is your age, just imagine कितने हमने thoughts को feed किया होगा, कितनों को attention दी होगी, intentionally, unintentionally, consciously, unconsciously. उसके result आएंगे. You cannot stop it, because that has been a creation from your part. Because there was a thought, you gave it some energy, you gave it some water, तो उसका fruit तो आएगा ही आएगा. But yes, now we can be more aware of what is it that we need to water, and what is it that we actually need to now start sowing, so that eventually when we water this seed, it is going to give you what is it that you actually desire now. And उसमें एक time होगा. I was talking about, if you see this video, there is there on YouTube, a lot of videos, how a seed from a seed, constantly grows into a plant. And it takes about a week, 15 days minimum. और हार्वेस्ट के लिए तो मतलब आई थिंक 2 महीने का एग्रीकल्चर साइकिल होता है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द क्रॉप. सो व्हाट डू वी लर्न फ्रॉम दिस, दैट व्हाटएवर सीड यू बी सो, जब हम उसको पानी देंगे, प्रॉपर सनलाइट देंगे, उसका ध्यान रखेंगे, इट विल इवेंचुअली ग्रो एंड गिव यू द फ्रूट. बट अगर आप उस सीड को सो तो कर दोगे, बट यू डोंट वाटर इट, you don't take care of it, you don't give it sunlight, that seed will eventually die. And it works for agriculture, and it actually works for yourself, for your mind. And when it says a lot of people know this reality but feel it is only for the outside world, but a lot of evolved beings also know this law and know that it works fantastically well when it comes to your own mind as and the power of your own mind and the power of your thought. So start being consciously aware of your thoughts. और जो थॉट्स है आप किस किस थॉट को पानी दे रहे हो, वाटर कर रहे हो, सनलाइट दे रहे हो. Be more mindful of your creation, because the creation starts with that thought, and that thought is powerful. Don't underestimate the power of your own thought. It can actually change you, change a lot of things around you, because that thought has that power. And when we did that example of just closing our eyes and thinking that there is something on our hand, or when we saw that video of Deepak Chopra, where he asked Oprah to just use the power of the mind in terms of rotating that pendulum kind of a structure. What was that? It is a clear-cut example of the power of mind. So उसको underestimate हम नहीं कर सकते हैं. It is way too powerful. And always remember, जो आपको चाहिए, for whatever is it that you are desiring, there is nothing that you need to go out. Everything has been given to you. It is just that you are not yet in a state that you have realized that this power of your thought is actually inside of you and not outside of you. Suffering is always the effect of wrong thought in some direction. It is an indication that the individual is out of harmony with himself, with the law of his being. The sole and supreme use of suffering is to purify, to burn out all that is useless and impure. Suffering ceases for him who is pure. There could be no object in burning gold after the dross has been removed, and a perfectly pure and enlightened being would not suffer. So it's important for us now to actually know what exactly is suffering. Would anybody like to answer? What do you feel is suffering?
When you're like when you feel something and you get very uncomfortable because of it.
Okay, right. Good. Anybody else? What is suffering?
It is basically what I feel is when you desire something and the result is not up to your expectations.
Very nice. Anybody else? So to sum it up, suffering is a state where you are not comfortable, where you are not at ease with what is. चाहे वो हमारी expectations ना match हुई हो, या हमें कोई चोट लगी हो, or we are in pain, anything of that matter. But अब अगर हम बात करें planet Earth पे, हम सीखते कैसे हैं? Duality से. So what is the opposite of suffering? Is a state of joy, is a state of at ease. So वो suffering जो हमें आज अनकंफर्टेबल लग रही है is mainly because there is a lesson on the flip side of that suffering for which we are here to learn. And वो lesson जब आप सीख लेते हो, that suffering, state of unease flips the coin, and what you get is the opposite, which is a state of joy, which is a state of bliss. It is only when we realize that suffering only happens till the time we have not learned the lesson. And it's very important to note कि जो सफरिंग हमें लग रही है वो रियलिटी में सफरिंग नहीं है, वो रियलिटी में इज जस्ट अ फैक्ट. बट द वे वी और आवर माइंड is perceiving that fact or that event or that situation or the way that person said anything to us, that causes the suffering. मैंने अगर किसी को कुछ बोला या किसी ने आपको कुछ बोला, गुस्से होके बोला, फॉर एग्जाम्पल somebody got mad at you and shouted at you, तेरे को बिल्कुल भी अकल नहीं है काम करने की. He has said that purposefully, intentionally to hurt you. What if you don't get hurt? Have you ever thought about that? मेरी स्पेस में कोई आके मेरे को ट्रिगर कर रहा है और मैं ट्रिगर हो रहा हूँ. It's like, we constantly refer to this example. We walk with a switchboard and people enjoy pressing those buttons one by one, one by one, one by one. और जब वो बटन प्रेस करते हैं तो हमारे अंदर तो करंट लगता है. That is where the reaction comes from. And it happens with everybody. I mean, there is nobody who's not in that state where things have not triggered him. It happens with everyone, happens with you, happens with me. But have you ever thought about the fact that we actually have the power to desensitize that switch? That is, take the current away from that switchboard. Because switchboard is external. And that is for the outside world. They will press it. You will never have a situation where everybody will be at a state of ease and nobody is bothered about pressing. कई लोगों को मजा आता है. बट हमारे हाथ में क्या है? हमारे हाथ में उस बोर्ड को डिसेंसिटाइज करना है कि उससे करंट ना फ्लो करे. Now the interesting part now comes, कैसे? ऐसे कैसे? उसने तो पिछली बार भी मेरे साथ ऐसे ही किया था. That is where we need to actually be mindful and start operating from that thought of why we are here. Why are we here on planet Earth? हम अगर आए हैं तो कोई लेसन सीखने आए हैं, but natural. And what is the end goal of whatever is the so that the soul wants to do? Is moksha. That's the ultimate goal. Now, very interestingly, if everybody is looking for a state of being at ease, at peace, it is possible. It's very simple. आपने कभी वो गायें देखी है? You just walk, whenever you get a chance, just go and see a cow. Once you feed the cow, वो खाना खाती है पूरा, बस. शांत. It is as simple as that. We humans have actually complicated this. कि पीस के लिए तो यार बड़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, बड़ा ये होगा वो होगा. We need to learn from the animal kingdom. They can be at peace, at ease with just the food. खाना मिल गया, शांत, चलो अगले 6 घंटे के लिए हम शांत है जब तक दोबारा भूख नहीं लगेगी. And that is the actual reality of the animal kingdom. But we as human beings have complicated these basic things, so peace is very easy. हमने complications बढ़ाई हुई है. और what part of us जिसने complications बढ़ाई है? The tricky fellow, the mind. उसको तो कुछ चाहिए सारा time. It has to do something or the other. So what is happening outside has nothing in it. उसमें कोई करंट नहीं है जो बाहर है, बट वो मैं कैसे सुन रहा हूं या वो मेरे अंदर सिस्टम में कैसे मैं उसको रजिस्टर कर रहा हूं, दैट इज वेयर द होल डिकोडिंग एंड द इशू स्टार्ट्स. किसी ने मेरे को गुस्से से बोला या बुरा बोला, उसने बोला, मैंने क्यों पकड़ा? I have a choice. And I know it's not simple, but that choice exists. If I want, I can just let it go. And if I want, I can take it and store it and create a trauma out of it and, store it in somewhere in my body and let it stay there. That choice is also with me. ये दोनों choices है मेरे पास. मुझे कौन सा choose करना है? Whatever is happening with you right now, just ask yourself, what choices have I made? I have made the choice to give it that energy so that it registers a state of uneasiness or a state of suffering within me. But do you think that the other choice did not exist? It did exist. It still exists. मेरे पास, आप लोगों के पास आज भी वो चॉइस है कि हमें किसी सिचुएशन, इवेंट, सर्कमस्टांस या कोई कुछ बोल रहा है, मेरे को उस सर्कमस्टांस में रिएक्ट करना है, रिस्पॉन्ड करना है या इग्नोर करना है. दैट चॉइस exists. And whatever you are choosing, be mindful of your creation. अगर चाहे वो आपको वो स्टेट में अभी आप fully empowered नहीं हो, it's okay. It will take time. आज नए सीड्स डाल रहे हैं, उसकी फसल को आने में टाइम लगेगा. Be very, very clear. But we need to start making that choice of putting that seed now, that I do not have to react. I can just listen. I can just let things be and let it go. It is a choice and it exists. ये वाली चॉइस बाजार में है and people are using this choice. अगर ये चॉइस ना होती तो लोग यूज ना कर रहे होते. And in your entire life, There are a lot of circumstances where you are using that choice. But on the flip side, there are a lot of circumstances in which you are not using this choice. This is the time to realize and ask yourself, मैं ये choice क्यों नहीं कर पा रहा हूं? What is inside of me which is stopping me from making this choice? Work with yourself and you will heal yourself. Because whatever is required to heal you is already there inside of you. So healing never happens from outside. Hello. All healers, you can ask them, a healer will work with your issue so that you are able to make, understand that issue, why it is coming, and you can, and when once the wisdom is there, or that thing has been cleaned with clarity, you are more aware of why things are happening with you, it will stop bothering you. So वो भी आपके अंदर से ही प्रोब कर रहा है, वो बाहर से कुछ नहीं ला रहा है. So that is already inside of you. And that choice to work with that which is already there inside of you, which is going to give you that freedom, which is going to give you that, state of being at ease, is already there. पूछो तो सही. Sal, I'll take the question after the class. That choice exists. Because अगर वो choice exists ना कर रही होती तो आपको उस चीज की awareness ना होती. So if that option is there in your mind that ये भी हो सकता है, which is there in that box of possibility, in that box of opportunity, we need to go and open that box. That choice, that action has to be taken by us. और कोई आपके लिए वो एक्शन नहीं लेगा. Till the time you do not make a choice to help yourself, nobody can help. There's a famous line, God only helps those who want to help themselves. जब तक वो choice हम लोग नहीं उस पे वर्क करेंगे, तब तक it will continue. The cycle, the pattern will continue. The circumstances which a man encounters with suffering are the result of his own mental inharmony. The circumstances which a man encounters with blessedness are the result of his own mental harmony. Blessedness, not material possessions, is the measure of right thought. Wretchedness, not lack of material possessions, is the measure of wrong thought. A man may be cursed and rich. He may be blessed and poor. Blessedness and riches are only joined together when the riches are rightly and wisely used. And the poor man only descends into wretchedness when he regards his lot as a burden unjustly imposed. So you can be rich, you can have all the material possessions, all the latest gadgets, and that can give you temporarily happiness. But that happiness is very external. Till the time is there, it's new, you are enjoying. And eventually जब वो उसकी हैप्पीनेस खत्म हो जाती है, हमारा माइंड कहता है नहीं यार अब कुछ और करते हैं, इससे बेटर वाला करते हैं, इससे बेटर वाला करते हैं, इससे बेटर वाला करते हैं. And where does it eventually take us? Nowhere. Temporary material happiness, that's it. But whereas a poor man who does not have any material possessions can also be happy. It is your state of being. Happiness is your state of being. वो चॉइस हमारे पास है कि हमने उस हैप्पीनेस को एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर देना है, को मटेरियल पोजेशन देना है, कि जस्ट फील द ब्लेसिंग ऑफ व्हाट इज. आई मीन, if we talk about being blessed, just close your eyes and feel. हाथ है, चल रहे हैं यार, लाते हैं, चल रहे हैं यार. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, सांस है, चल रही है यार. लोगों के पास नहीं होते. A person who does not have hands, they also exist. But we are blessed beings. And till the time this breath is there inside of us, called the prana, called the chi, whatever name you want to give it, सांस है, because that's not ours. That's the only thing we take from outside so that the inside remains alive. That's the only thing we need in order to survive. And that's the only thing we need to realize, that we are blessed beings. We are in that state of a blessing कि हमारे अंदर वो सांस है. तो अगर वो सांस नहीं होगी, जितना मर्जी माइंड का लोचा चलता रहेगा, it does not matter. So जो आज हमारे पास है, we need to value, we need to be in a state of gratitude for what we have. People have this relationship issues where I'm talking about, say, husband, wife, parents, children, and they are constantly complaining. I don't know why the other person is behaving like this. I don't know why the other person is being like this. Go and talk to a person who does not have a spouse. Go and talk and discuss your concept of being irritated from your kids to that couple who is striving to find a child because they cannot have it on their own. In this world, everything is there. It exists. ऐसे भी लोग हैं जिनके पास आज अपना पार्टनर नहीं है. ऐसे भी लोग हैं जिनके पास आज अपने बच्चे नहीं हैं. तो हमारे पास जो है, we need to actually value it. I remember my grandfather used to love this dialogue when he saw this ad, and he used to, call me that. And, कुरकुरे की ad थी, टेढ़ा है पर मेरा है. And he used to love this line, खोता है पर पोता है. What is that? The way the other person is, है तो मेरा ना. I am blessed that I have somebody in my life. But हमें क्या दिखता है? हमारी परसेप्टरी ग्लासेस से उसने मेरे साथ ऐसे कैसे किया, उसने मेरी बात नहीं सुनी, ही इज नॉट लिसनिंग टू मी, आई डोंट नो व्हाई द अदर पर्सन इज बिहेविंग लाइक दिस. हेलो, we need to value what we have, because ये तब तक है जब तक अंदर सांस है, और ये अगले पल में खत्म हो जाएगी, आज रात को खत्म हो जाएगी, अगले हफ्ते खत्म हो जाएगी, या अगले 50 साल के बाद खत्म होगी. नोबडी नोज. नोबडी नोज. तो जो आज है हमारे पास, we need to start valuing what we have and start being thankful for what we have. That is all it takes. Nothing more. Because जो आज आपके पास है, it is something which you wanted or valued, say 5 years or 10 years back. You dreamed of it. Every teenager has dreamt about having a perfect partner, and about, having those whatever you see from the movies of these situations, events, and you have that movie playing that I'm going to be like this and my other partner is going to be like this. Where is that person now? What you were when you did not have the other person in your life, you had certain concepts that you wanted to do. That is why you got onto that relationship. Where is that person now? What is stopping that person now? जो उस टाइम पे हमने सोचा था 10 साल 5 साल पहले कि मैं ऐसे भी करूंगा, we'll do this, we'll have this, we'll have fun and everything. And deep down, there was a sense of being and operating from the premise of love, unconditional love. और आज वो अनकंडीशनल लव दूसरे की गलतियां नजर आ रही हैं हमें, दूसरे को ठीक करना चाह रहे हैं हम सारा टाइम. That's what's happening. Everybody wants to correct the other person, but does not want to work on himself. That's the irony where everybody is going. That's the funny part. मुझे सारी दुनिया को ठीक करना है, अपने आप पे काम ही नहीं करना है. क्यों? You are your only responsibility. Because once you work on yourself, what you see in the others will change. And उस चीज में हमें सबसे पहले जो हमारे पास है उसको वैल्यू करना है. टेढ़ा है पर मेरा है. Because this is what you had desired some time back. And now it annoys you. Funny, but yeah, that's reality. So what we have now, what we have today, start valuing it. This choice exists for all of us. And stop thinking what the other person is going to say, what the other person is going to behave, what the other person is going to, label me as in their mind. Let it go. That's as simple as that. Please make a conscious effort to plant this seed that this choice exists, and water it with all that you can, because you as a human born on earth is from the premise of love and only love. ये सब हमारी अपब्रिंगिंग, मेंटल पैटर्न्स, मेंटल कंडीशनिंग सब हमने बनाई हुई है. There's no reality in them. It's only that we are giving it that power. Stop giving that power. And just value what you have in terms of your own individual self, and value what you have in terms of your life, your house, your job. सब कुछ है यार, क्या नहीं है? If we think about it, क्या नहीं है? जो आज है, मेरे पास जो आज है, या हम सबके पास जो आज है, 10 साल पहले हम चाहते थे ये चीजें, and we are there. And what are we doing now that we are there at that? Sure. Reverse. So everybody wants to change the world. Nothing doing. I'm not changing myself. Start valuing what you have. And for a moment, think about those who do not even have that. So that you realize that, it is valuable. Yep. Yes, I you had a question.
I forgot the question now.
Anybody, any questions? Anybody wants to ask anything? Any doubts? Any questions?
Whatever you said, it's very easy to say. I think once you are into the same situation when things are not working according to you, so it becomes difficult to accept certain things. So एक बार सुनने में तो it's like we're not going to react, है ना? But I think when you are sailing in that boat, then you realize we need to react at this situation. Otherwise, we'll keep on suffering, or we'll keep on facing the same problem again and again.
No, I am not saying ki don't react. Be mindful of your creation. अगर बच्चे को डांटना पड़ेगा because he needs to learn discipline, it's okay. But then that anger should not affect you. See, the whole concept of book reading is not just मैं knowledge दे रहा हूँ. I am sharing certain knowledge which has been shared from others, which has, been taken from others. It's not my knowledge. It's there, which is, accessible to all. बट उस नॉलेज का हमने क्या करना है, या उस नॉलेज को विजडम में हमें अपनी लाइफ में उसको जब तक हम करेंगे नहीं, हमें पता कैसे लगेगा? सुनने में तो सब कुछ बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Am I audible, guys?
Yeah.
So this we need to actually start practicing what is it that we are learning, because अब नेक्स्ट टाइम क्या होगा, जब ऐसी कोई सिचुएशन आएगी ना, तो माइंड में एक थॉट ट्रिगर होगा, यार बुक रीडिंग में भी आया तो था, चॉइस तो है, पर छड़ यार मैंने नहीं वो चॉइस ली. इट्स ओके इफ योर माइंड कैन गेट यू टू थिंक दैट यस, that choice exists for even that moment of a second. It will eventually, that second will get to a minute, and that minute will get to you to make that choice of not reacting. It never happens in a day. So my whole concept of this is to make you aware that that choice exists. And when you are in your day-to-day, you will get that reminder from your mind that yes, that choice exists. मैं वो ले रहा हूँ नहीं ले रहा हूँ, that will take time. नहीं होगा इतनी जल्दी. It takes. That's what I said. जो हमने whatever being our age, जो हमने इतने seeds डाले हुए हैं, उनके रिजल्ट्स तो आएंगे तो आज मैं नए सीड डालने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं और उनको वाटर दे रहा हूं, उनको अटेंशन दे रहा हूं, उनकी फसल को आने में टाइम लगेगा. And that practice of watering that seed, that is a everyday affair. So being now if we are planting that seed of, trying to enjoy that state of blessedness, is blessing everything that we have. So next time, if this thing triggers in the mind, that yes, there is a choice, whether you take it or not. That is, everybody's individual journey. But if this triggers that yes, that choice exists, then okay. One day you'll get to make that choice, for sure. But then that's again how we are watering and what are the seeds we are planting now. That is going to decide the future. Because अभी जो immediate future में तो जो पीछे plant किए हुए वही आएंगे. So if it's a corn that is planted, तो मेरी फसल कौन की होगी? आज मैंने क्या फसल बोनी है for the next season, I need to be mindful now. So if today I am planting the seed of being in a state of blessing or being in a state of blessedness, that is what I'm trying to create in my future. Yeah. Anybody else?
I remember my question. So I wanted to ask, when you were talking about the choices only, you said कि अगर तुम एक choice नहीं ले रहे हो, then you should sit back and think कि तुमने वो choice क्यों नहीं ली. There was a line where you said something like this.
You need to work with yourself.
मेरा ये doubt है, like there are work with ourselves कि हम वो choice क्यों नहीं ले पा रहे हैं या क्यों नहीं ली. So now when I try to find answers, जैसे उस दिन भी एक बात हुई थी कि if some situation is coming again and again, तो lesson क्या है. तो जब वो चीज नहीं समझ आती कि क्या लेसन है या मैं वो चॉइस क्यों नहीं ले पा रही हूँ, दैट फर्दर लीड्स मी इनटू मोर फ्रस्ट्रेशन कि मुझे क्यों नहीं समझ आ रहा कि मेरे आगे क्या लेसन आ रहा है जो मैं
opposite of frustration. Every lesson works with duality. Frustration का opposite है काम करो.
calmness.
Work on that. See, duality and earth, all lessons will be the opposites. So whatever your situation is making you become, or whatever is the emotion that is the predominant in that pattern of your life, find the opposite of that. Start working on that. Because duality में आपका lesson opposite से ही आएगा. So you are attracting those situations where you will be living those emotions because you need to master and become the opposite of what that pattern is getting in your life. So Google what is the opposite of frustration.
Got it.
Go for that and check in what part of your life, what instance of your life did you feel like that. So if the opposite of frustration was calmness, if that comes to you, it's not necessarily a dictionary thing. Whatever comes to your mind, so if it's calmness that comes to you, go back to that situation where you felt very calm. Relive that moment the maximum times you can. Because then you are yourself building and giving way to that calmness to come into your life, so that that lesson of being frustrated gets washed away with the lesson of calmness. Satisfaction, calmness ko acha, frustration ka opposite as per Supriya, satisfaction. Opposite of frustration is satisfaction. So so again, I said, you want to go for the dictionary meaning, go for dictionary meaning. But if you feel frustration opposite is more being calm, go for calmness. It's not a hard and fast rule. So it's an individualistic journey, but the lesson is from duality.
Got it. Thank you.
All good? Anybody has any questions? Okay. Let's start 5 minutes meditation. Be in a space where you are very comfortable.